Hello, everyone. It's time again for another episode of Ventthis. Ventthis, and we're at ventthis.org if you didn't know that. But anyway, let's move on. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that Chrissy's here. I'm glad that Paul's here. I'm glad to be here. At my age, it's just I'm glad to be anywhere. But anyway, we have no one special with us here today. It's just the three of us, the three normal people here. But I mean, nobody's special. We have no special guests.
We are the special guests.
Yeah,
you know what? And make sure you mention sound engineer Gary.
Look at that.
Sound engineer Gary is in the house.
I love it. I love when you get all stirred up. Wow. Well, we tried contacting several celebrities about being with us, and none of them would answer the phone. So here we are.
We should pick ones that are still alive next time. You know, we got to move it up.
Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah,
I had an old phone book.
We went door knocking in Hollywood forever, and came up nothing.
Yeah. So what's up with you guys? Anything?
No, life's boring at the moment.
Life's boring. Well, maybe we can. Maybe we'll have some fun with listening to people's events. Now, I just found out that Loretta doesn't really exist.
But can I say one thing, Chuck?
Chris is going to read the vents again. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Say two things, Chris.
I just want to pray for all the people going through that Hurricane Helene and Milton in Florida. It just breaks my heart. I know you guys feel the same way. It breaks my heart.
You don't know how I feel.
Praying for all of them.
Yes, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helene, it's rough.
Yeah.
I've got family down there, and my sister did okay. My brother got hit by a big twister, and he's got 5.5 acres with horses that he has no fencing on, so he can't let his horses out. His barn's got holes in it. His house has holes in it.
Okay.
So some people got hit pretty bad.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, her mother had a couple rental houses down in Florida, and they got wiped out. They're just simply not there. They're not damaged. They're not there.
Just gone.
And they were small. They weren't big mansions or anything. Just smaller homes. And unfortunately, she didn't have flood insurance because for a lot of Floridians, the cost of flood insurance is so expensive that you just can't swing it. You just do what you can. And you hope for the best. And so unfortunately a shout out to all those people from North Carolina, Tennessee. I mean, all down the Eastern Seaboard, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
and the Middle East.
It's a sad situation.
We're venting for you. That's not that we could, but we'll try. All
right. Well,
that's the big vent.
Let's see if we can leave a little. Let's see if we can speak. Okay, so let's see if we can put a little humor into this and leave some tragedy for a while and just lighten this up. So, Chrissy has titled this episode "It's a Bitch Fest." I can only imagine what's coming our way. So,
oh boy,
it should be interesting.
Didn't I title it "It's a Sports Bitch Fest"?
Well, I don't know. You changed your email
it's a
couple
sports
times, and
Bitch Fest.
that's not what
kind
it
of bitch.
says.
Well, we'll take whatever kind of bitch you want to pitch.
You know what? You want to bitch about it? Go ahead.
But sports especially.
I said
sports
it
is
wrong.
fun.
Sports.
All right. Well, let's do this thing before I fall asleep. Chris, read the first letter.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. Why aren't there female coaches in the NFL? Finally, that's a big one with me. Come on, you hotshot men at the top. Can you grow a pair and let us women show you our smarts and strengths in football? Maybe men are afraid we can lead a winning team better than they can. Is this the last place men want to see fierce women show off their football skills? I want to see you return this question.
Scales?
Okay, yeah. Okay,
are we playing with
thanks.
fish? The dolphins are playing. Oh, they're not fish. They're a mammal. So, well, you know what? There are women coaches, and there's like 15 women coaches in the NFL.
Really?
Yes.
Head coaches?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not head coaches,
not head.
coaches.
That's what I think. That's what
You're
she
right.
means.
There's
head coaches.
15. Well, that's not what it says. They just
I know,
said
but
coaches.
I think that's what she means.
Okay.
Chuck, where are you going with this though? Because I like it. I know where you're going, and I'm up with you.
We're getting there. We're getting there. There's 15 female coaches, assistant coaches across the NFL, and there's also a Jennifer King, who is the first female coach, and she's with the Chicago Bears, and she's the first black woman coach, and she's with the Chicago Bears.
head coach?
The world is not a head coach. Will you get that head thing out of your head? You keep bringing up head. It's a coach, but we got to start somewhere. You know, you start at the top of the bottom of the stairs, and you start running up, and before you know it, you're at the top.
I think it's time.
Yeah.
I'm with this, Ventthis.
The time has come, and we're getting there, you know?
I think the beauty of sports is it's one of the last meritocracies in our society.
Hold on, I got to look that word up.
Wow.
Wait, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It means you're awarded based on your skill.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. Meritocracy. So, you know, the same way that I didn't expect corn to be corn on the cob for Chuck. For those just listening, Chuck just whipped out a corn on the cob that he's ripping into, and I love it.
It's good.
All right. So, but no, I think we will have a head coach, a female head coach in the NFL as soon as we have a female coach of any capacity who crushes what she's doing so well that the same way every other head coach, pretty much, whether you came from college or you worked your way up through the NFL, you had to do so well at the position you were in, and you showed you were ready for the next challenge. And you know, if that day comes, then that day comes. But I wouldn't want to see a woman plugged into the head of a multi-billion-dollar franchise just because they want to see a woman.
100%.
You got to be qualified, and I have no problem with anybody doing, whether you're black, you're green, you're red, you're woman, female, you know what, man, woman, it doesn't matter if you can do the job.
Right.
Right. Agreed. I don't think she's saying, this Ventthis, that you put a woman in that position because of her gender. I think she just says these are very smart women who know the football, you know, game and deserve a chance to coach a team. I mean, and if they're assistant coaches, that's how they won't go up the ranks, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
I think what she's doing is she's really venting about her frustration toward women. Is what she's saying. She's saying, I can't believe we women haven't put our heads together enough to come up with a head coach caliber woman. And I think I'm pissed off that women, we need to get our act together and I think that's because it sounded like she was angry at men. A lot of times it sounds like they're angry at men, but it sounds she's actually angry at women, that women haven't tried hard enough I'm just saying, and I want to see, because I'm with her, I want to see a female linebacker. That's what I want to see. I want to see a female linebacker. I want to see a female running back in the NFL. Where are these women?
No,
so you want co-ed football?
No,
I want to see a girl that comes in there and can just drop a 300-pound man dead in his tracks to protect a quarterback. That's what. These women exist. I think on a previous episode, a guy drew one at dinner on a napkin.
Oh God, don't go there. Okay.
No, she was just fat.
Well, it's going to take some HGH to get a girl up big enough to stop Puka Nakua.
I don't know if that's even. I don't even know if that's safe. You know, men and women.
It's a ridiculous thing.
It's
Paul.
got to be.
Safe.
Yeah.
I know.
But I also want to say, you know, you see some female refs going away from the coaches in NFL, which I like seeing. You see them go out there, you know, they talk about. But what I don't like is, why don't they be the ones that throw the flag down? Oh, offsides, 5-yard penalty. It's always a man doing that. I don't ever see a woman.
They're refs, but they don't throw a flag. All refs have the ability to throw a flag.
They can do it.
They're not
You're just
on
not
camera.
seeing them do it.
They're not on cameras doing it. You have only men throwing that, you know.
Really?
Whatever.
I'm going to watch for that. So they're on the field,
watch.
female refs, which I have seen female refs, but you've never seen them throw a flag?
They don't go on camera and say, you know, offsides, 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
You never see them on camera.
Is it because women are indecisive?
Oh my God, Paul! If I was there, I would slap you so.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Jeez.
She couldn't decide if it was a penalty or not. She didn't like the color of the flag. It didn't go with the guy's uniform. She was, you know what? I get it. It's tough to say. Listen, no,
they deserve it.
I tease. Yeah, listen, and it's a
I don't know. I
meritocracy.
think I've seen women throw flags on camera.
They have to have. Yeah,
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
You got to watch more football. You can't.
I'll tell you who you won't see.
You got to watch more than the Buffalo Bills.
Do you know who you won't see?
They're on. You know, well, this is going to be dated, but they're on tonight. But I watch a lot of football. I love football. I have yet to see a woman go, touchdown. There's only men doing that. And when it comes to calling a play, a penalty, it's a man coming out there. Like I said, it's offsides, 5-yard penalty. You know, I never see a woman ever doing that. Please, anybody write in, tell me I'm wrong. I want to be wrong, but I've never seen it.
Well, you do know that in every game, it's only the head ref who has the mic, who actually announces that it's a 5-yard penalty, blah, blah, blah. There'll be 5 guys or 4 guys. There's like line judges and everything, but only the head ref.
Yeah, they don't all have microphones on. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe she's throwing her flag, but she's not the voice like you're talking about.
Of the game.
That's my point.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I thought you were saying that they never show them throwing their yellow flag.
They don't. They're not on camera calling that penalty.
Right. Well, but that's the lead ref or the head ref or the one. There's only one with a microphone on that makes those announcements.
Right, but it's not a woman, is what she's saying.
We'll get there. Have a little patience. Would you like an ear of corn?
Let me ask you this. Does it bother anyone? And this does bother me. You know what women you'll never see on camera for more than a second on an NFL game is the cheerleaders. Cheerleaders in the NFL, think about it and watch your next game. They will be in like a pan shot when the camera's zipping across the field. That's it. They don't get any FaceTime. And I think the reason why, I've thought about this, I think the reason is because approximately 46% of the NFL viewing audience is female. Half the people who watch football are women,
and they don't want to see women dressed like this and doing
no,
this.
They do well, and in that kind of shape and looking that hot. I think women would feel competitive. I'm just putting this out. I could be wrong. I think women would feel competitive and maybe turned off if they knew they had to watch a show that had a bunch of scantily clad, beautiful women doing aerobic things, athletic things on the sideline, and that's why they don't get shown because those cheerleaders, they work hard. That's a serious job. Yes. They work very, very, very hard. A lot of those women are also waitresses. They don't make enough money to just be a full-time Cowboys cheerleader or, you know, like these. I knew a lot of waitresses, you know, when I worked at bars in the summertime who they made, I don't know, 30 grand a year so I think it's a bummer. And maybe it's because they also don't want to pay those women more, maybe. But my feeling is it's the female audience who'd feel challenged.
We're in a transitional time, and we'll get there.
I would like to see
coming,
it. I would like to see. I think they're great.
We're not in the day anymore of watching the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, you know, on the sideline dancing for 5 minutes, you know, and missing the game. The world has changed.
I think I have a solution, Chrissy. I know you felt some disdain for what I've been saying, but I'm about to bridge the gap. I think I found a way, Chrissy. Let's get a female head coach. And let's get a female head referee. And all they have to do is wear a cheerleader's uniform while they do it. And then I think
I'm going to kill you if I was right there.
A line judge that wears those short little tiny shorts and, you know, and just, I mean, and sparkles that, you know, that's a head coach. I am with their next play and I am in the doghouse at the Ventthis.
Yeah. You're in the doghouse. For sure.
Well, they used to have the lingerie league. Yes, exactly. And you know what? Sound engineer Gary, the great point. The audience needs to have options. Maybe they could do, look, when you watch American Idol, text your vote to 762. You know what? When we have the NFL, hey, who should be the next? How should the coach dress? Text your vote to 845. Should Bill Belichick be dressed the same as the cheerleaders? Maybe I would watch that too. I think it'd be hilarious. I would vote we bring him back out of retirement.
Send us your opinions. Yes, just send us your opinion on Paul's answer and tell him what you think of him.
Yeah.
I digress.
And look out, Paul.
I'm staying out of this. All right. Well, you know, do we have another vent?
Yes.
Let's move on to something more exciting or less exciting, depending on what it is. I don't know what's coming.
Depending which visual image you had in your mind, it could be more or less exciting. If you went with Coach or
maybe Paul and Chuck wear cheerleading outfits in our next podcast. Let's have some sparkly. What?
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
I have no problem with it. Yeah.
And I would like to have a cheer ready before we, you know, during the show. And I'd like to see, you know, some dancing and some wiggling.
I'll do it.
Whatever.
I'll do it.
Wiggling.
You know what I mean? Wiggle around.
Wiggle around.
You
Wiggle
too,
jiggle,
Chuck.
baby.
I can wiggle.
Wait.
Okay, I want you to put a cheerleading uniform on and do your thing. All right,
my
All
God.
right.
here we go.
We'll do that on an upcoming episode.
When you watch
What are we watching?
soccer,
Oh, soccer
What are they
games?
wearing?
Soccer games.
when
Soccer
you watch
dames.
soccer games, you notice how fit and strong these players are. It's a very rough sport. Here is one of my vents. Why do they fake getting hurt? The players jump up in the air, scream like it's a torture chamber, make these excruciating faces, and then
Yeah.
fall to the ground and roll around like it's a second grade gym class. That's hilarious. They replay the alleged injury, and it turns out to be nothing. Why do they do this? The clock keeps ticking, time is being wasted,
Yeah.
and now you never know when the game is over. The only people who are in the know are the refs, and since they control the game. So dumb.
Well, you know what?
I
Maybe
would-
it should be called soccer because they got you to watch.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow. Wow, Chucky.
It's
that
like
was a
wrestling. It's like, a goal.
Goal. Oh, that was a great goal. That was a
Yeah,
penalty
yeah.
kick.
There you go.
Goal.
There you go. I don't know.
I
don't
agree.
know. I can't get into soccer. I've watched it a little bit here and there, and but I've been there in person.
But I've seen it. They literally, you see these buff,
Yeah.
and they're like, like somebody just ran them over with a, 18-wheeler.
I know.
They scream in the
I
air,
know.
they jump, and they go, ow, they roll over. I was like, really? The guy barely touched you.
You're on Showtime.
I just went to my first pro soccer game. I went to an LAFC. A buddy of mine invited me to go watch with him last week, and it was really exciting to be there. The crowd is all into it. I mean, like more than you've ever seen. Behind the home goal, they have this whole like stomp kind of like band where they're literally stomping. I mean, and they don't stop the whole 90 minutes. They go the whole time. I don't even know what the endurance. They are in better shape than the players. The fact that they never stop, and it's incredible. But then you go to watch the game, and exactly what our Ventthis said. I agree 100%. The theatrics, the drama, it is so pathetic to watch. It is pathetic. And I can say that, I'll compare myself because listen, do I have the athleticism to be an athletic, a soccer player? No. But do I have the self-decency to not be that pathetic in something I do than to say that sometimes they don't even connect. Like he said, they'll show the replay and the foot will miss and there was no contact. I think I saw a video of a guy trip himself and then fell out. Literally.
I
It
know.
was someone else's foot. It was his own foot.
I know.
And then he's over here whining. I swear to God, I saw a guy trip over his own foot and then he flailed out and then the cards come out and next thing you know, penalty. And as they pointed out too, I didn't know a soccer game doesn't end. There's no pause. The clock never stops. So he's right. You're losing precious time. And that's where I, as a consumer, these tickets are not cheap and the beer is not cheap and the food is not cheap. I spent a lot of money. The parking could be out there. So I want every second of what I came for. I want every second. And I don't need some baby over here trying to flail about and soak up my 90 minutes. Because he's like a Ken doll or something. You know?
Well, I think it's also soccer in the United States. They're trying to make it exciting and put on a big show.
Is it?
I've been.
That's interesting.
I've worked on the World Cup soccer, and you get the Brazilians and people from these other countries, and it's just as serious as watching the NFL on a Sunday afternoon. You know, I've been to Rome. I've been to Rome, and it's very serious there. You know.
I don't think so, Chuck. I don't know when's the last time you watched any soccer from a European team. They're as big a babies as the Americans are.
I think they are. Yeah.
Really?
And but to Chuck's point, they do take it as serious as we would the NFL. More so. Did you see down in Florida a few months ago, a bunch of like a horde of people, South Americans, maybe the Colombians, broke into a field because there was a Colombian game. And if I'm wrong that it wasn't Colombia, fine. Whatever team it was, maybe it was Honduras. The U.S. citizens who were from that country originally broke into the stadium. Like hundreds of people broke in. They damaged the stadium. They broke escalators and smashed glass and cut locks to get in. So they do take it incredibly seriously. But even those people, They
Yeah.
will flail and they will take a fall. And what sucks too is that not only does it happen in soccer, I feel like soccer invented it on this level, but the NBA has started to pick it up too. Have you guys? I'm not a huge NBA fan.
I'm
but
not either.
When I'll watch a basketball game, it's partly because of this. They'll do the same thing and they throw their arms. Even LeBron James, he's 6'9", 260 or so. You know what I mean? Come on, the guy's a tank. And then some like first year player who weighs 192 pounds is enough to knock him on his back. Come on, get lost.
I
Come on.
know.
They're like, they really act it out. They'll like cover their face.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a drama. It's like a play.
Theatrics.
It's really theatrics. That's why in the NFL, again, it all comes back to the NFL. The NFL, if you're down, man, you probably got drilled.
Yeah.
And they actually have a protocol for this, because if you fall down in the last 2 minutes of the half, if you slow down the game, your team gets penalized by losing a timeout. You lose an injury timeout. So they've said, look, no. We're not going to build this in as like, oh, it's totally okay. It's no big deal. No.
Yeah.
And they'll pause the game.
How
if
many
you're trying
do
to
you get in
drain
the
the
game?
clock, pause the clock. That's it. You want to lay on the field? You can lay on the field. No problem. We'll go get you a cart. We'll call in an ambulance. No big deal.
How
We're
many
not
do you
gonna
get
drain
in the
the
game?
clock.
How many timeouts do you get in the game?
You get 3 per half.
Per half.
Per half.
So
Yep.
six
So 6 in the game
okay.
total. Yeah. So if it's outside of the last 2 minutes, no problem. No problem. If it hurts or it didn't, I don't care. I don't care. I'll go get more food from the kitchen, but I'm not losing game clock.
Yeah.
You can't use it as a strategy. And that's what they do in soccer. You can actually use it as a strategy, because if you're winning and you just want to rope the clock,
Right.
why don't we all just fall down?
Right.
Why don't
Well,
we all
they
just
do a
fall
little
down?
bit of that in the NFL too. When it's near the end of the game, fourth quarter, it's like 2 minutes left. They kind of drag it out a little bit too, if that team is
Oh,
ahead.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you're trying to drain the clock, but you don't do it with fake injuries,
Right.
You do it with running plays, because a running play is going to result, you know what I mean? It's intentional and it's totally above the board. I've always said, I'll never respect soccer as much as football, because football, they're all in. NFL, they're using their head, they're using their body, they're 100% in. Soccer, they say they're all in, but they leave an entire body part out of the game. You have arms. You have to pretend like you don't have arms. It could be such a more exciting game if you just used your arms. How committed are you mentally if you're not even fully committed physically? That is not a serious player. And so I've said the only way I would seriously watch a soccer game and care is if the entire league were made up of people who didn't have arms. If you showed me a league of amputees and genetic disfigurations where nobody had arms, those people playing soccer, I would watch, because I would believe they were all in. They weren't holding anything back. And I told this to a friend of mine, and he said, you know what? Here's the only problem. The arms are a big part of getting up. And in soccer, you fall down a lot. And I said, God, yeah, that's a good point. At that point,
Well, we can just watch them flop around on the wet grass.
But sure, but you know what that would be? At that point, it would no longer be soccer. It would just be bowling. That's what it would just be human pin bowling. And I would watch that too, because that is a flop that's acceptable. That's a flop I would watch. A flop you literally can't get up, I'll watch that flop. You're not going to flop if you know you can't get up. If you're going to be laying there for the rest of the 90 minutes, you're not going to flop. Those would be the most stable people you've ever.
You know what? Get a female head coach and we won't have these problems. Okay,
that'll fix
moving
it all.
on.
Armless. Get a female head coach with no arms, and I'm all in, Chrissy.
Oh, geez.
I'm moving on to the last event.
So we got
Give her a
soccer,
high
we got
five.
the NFL. What are we doing now? We
got
talked
one
about
more.
basketball. We're going to baseball, golf,
No,
fishing?
we're going to
What are we
golf.
doing?
Here we go. I will bet Chuck will not believe this vent because of how crazy it sounds.
I don't believe Paul half the time.
Yeah.
As you shouldn't, and nobody should.
I was playing golf the other day and everything seemed great. All of a sudden, just before I was about to tee off, this remote controlled golf bag whips by and I hear the guy screaming, "My golf bag is out of control. Look out." What? The guy runs past us trying to catch up with this thing, with this golf bag. I see people getting out of its way. One guy was yelling because the bag ruined his shot. Ladies were jumping into their cart as if this thing was a wild animal. Oh my God. The course erupted into chaos, and the bag finally drove itself into a pond, clubs included. I thought the whole thing was hilarious, but how the hell does this happen? And then she writes, or he, and why do baseball players grab their crotch?
What does that have to do with anything?
That's a weird
Oh my
add-on.
God!
Yeah.
And the answer to that is because it feels good. Now let's get back to the golf ball thing.
And because they're wearing cups, and cups get really uncomfortable. You got to adjust the cup.
Yeah, but
That's
just
why.
grabbing your crotch can feel good, whether you got a cup on
Yeah.
or not. So
Oh,
Like
okay.
when
anyway,
Kiki
Can we
Hernandez
get
did
back
that
to
the
the
other
golf
day.
bag?
yeah,
Okay.
let's get
Yeah,
back to the golf. But well, if
that
you're
sounded like a
too
scene.
damn cheap, wait, if you're too damn cheap to have a caddy or to rent a cart, you know,
Yeah.
or you know, just too lazy to do it yourself, whatever. It's like maybe this is the wrong game for you. Maybe you should just sit in a corner and just do a crossword puzzle or something.
But,
you know,
but Chuck, those golf bags that are remote are not cheap.
they're Momote. Well, that's
Remote.
champagne and orange juice, isn't it? A Momote?
Isn't that an actor? Wasn't that Aquaman? Jason Momoa?
Jason
Yeah.
Momote.
But
yeah.
but to your point, Chuck, those are not cheap golf bags, the remote kind.
Yeah.
And by the way, I've seen them on a golf course, and they don't go that fast. I don't know what the hell this person is talking about. I don't. The guy was
Is this a
chasing
fantasy?
after the
Well,
golf
some people
bag?
just like to complain no matter what happens. I mean, look at all the stuff Paul was complaining about, you know, in the last event. You know,
Yeah,
we
well,
all
Paul's a
complain.
complainer. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, shots
Oh,
fired.
yes.
Chrissy.
Yeah.
Sweet Chrissy.
let's
From
Yeah.
the
Paul-
corner of
Paul
kindness.
Weiner.
Just blast one right my way.
We've got Paul Weiner with us today. So,
Missile of
anyway.
fury. Missile of fury. And Chuck doubles down. Paul
Oh,
Weiner.
my gosh.
Pronounced Wiener, sir. It's pronounced
Oh,
Wiener.
it's Wiener, not Weiner. Great. Well, go grab it.
Wow.
No.
Anyway, so
No, but seriously,
after the pod.
seriously, this
yeah.
this vent doesn't even seem real
I
because
agree. This is a fish event.
it's a fish event because no golf bag remote I've seen them goes that fast, and if you can't catch up to that thing that goes so slowly, unless it went haywire, you know, and the remote something went, you know, wrong and it just went fast. I've never seen a remote golf bag.
but how
go that
lazy have we gotten that you got to have a remote control? I mean, it's like it's stupid to me. Part of the thing is go out there, have a good time, talk with your friends, play the game, walk the course, you know, or get in your cart and drive the course, whatever it is. But really, a remote, I mean,
But you're
I
still
agree.
walking, Chuck. When you have one of those golf bags that are remote, you're still walking.
you just
You're
don't
not in
want
a-
to carry the bag.
You are.
Yeah.
But yeah. But to Chuck's point, like you don't want to carry your bag. And it could go back to being cheap. Maybe you're like, well, if I buy this electric cart, this bag one time, then I'll never have to pay a caddy again, kind of thing, or I'll never have to rent a cart again. But that's half the fun is
Yes.
like having the cart and zipping around. Like you
Yeah.
want to walk, but you don't want to drag your bag. And you know what? There's just those cheap little cart carriers. You can get like a little tripod. They're like $60. You know,
Yeah.
they're not motorized or anything, and they fold up in your trunk. So if you want to walk, you can walk with your bag. You don't have to slunk it on your shoulder. But this
Yeah.
is I think it's a very strange demographic, but I do agree with you, Chrissy. The little knowledge I have on those, I couldn't imagine one,
No.
even on a haywire, even the wires cross, just having the juice to get so far. It's so much speed. Nobody
Yeah.
could catch it. It's ruining
Yeah.
other people's shots. People are dying
like-
until it lit. This is a Caddyshack scene.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Caddyshack 24.
Caddyshack.
I see. This is Rodney Dangerfield's car,
Yeah.
or Jackie Gleason, Jackie Mason rather. But where picks or it didn't happen.
You know
Picks
what?
or it didn't happen. I want a corroborating alibi. I want
Yeah.
somebody else. I want a witness to tell us what course and what day.
Yeah.
And I want to hear from somebody else.
We want video.
calling.
We want video.
We want
yeah.
video. We're calling
Send
shenanigans.
us your
on this one.
videos. Send us your videos.
Yeah.
Ventthis.org.
All right. Well, I
Yeah,
have
we'll
some
give-
comments.
Yeah.
Anybody want to hear them?
No, not really, but go ahead.
Not
Okay.
no.
Comment number one. Hey,
All
I
right,
heard
what's the second one?
comment number one.
That was corny, Chuck. Corny.
Oh no, don't show your corn.
Oh, come on. I did it. I brought that on myself. I asked for that. I apologize to everybody.
Okay. I heard the
Jesus.
vent about the kiss asses. The truth is, kiss asses get ahead in the job. I've seen it happen a dozen times. Oh yeah, we had somebody vent about a kiss ass. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they do get ahead at times. Okay, comment number 2. Why don't you have a? Why
The good
don't
thing is
you
that
have-
after it happens a dozen times, it doesn't happen anymore. It happens a dozen times.
but the writer is right though. It does happen though. It's
Right.
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
sometimes
it's
they do
life.
get ahead, and it's frustrating. This is just, you got to know what's out there. There's going to be people whose uncle owned the company. You know, there's going to be someone who golfs
Nepotism.
with a guy. It's
Yeah.
nepotism. There's a lot of different ways that people get ahead other than meritocracy, as we've talked about earlier. But
Nice.
you just got to be ready for that. You got to be ready for it, and you got to be ready to go full bore. If you really want it, and you know that there's a kiss ass in your way, maybe
That was
get
for
good at golf.
meritocracy.
Boom.
All right.
Okay,
Meritocracy.
here's the last vent, gentlemen.
The last vent. We didn't hear the
the
second
last
one.
comment. This a yeah, we didn't hear the
Last
second
comment.
comment.
Sorry.
The
Yeah.
second comment. No, we didn't get to the
yeah.
second one.
All right, here's the second one. Why don't you have
comment?
why don't you have regular people on the show like guests? Oh God, if they were
Well.
only here before. You know,
Well.
regular Joes like me.
That wasn't a regular person.
That was not a
Yeah.
regular person. Yeah,
Well, there's-
we try.
They want to have regular people, not celebrities, on our show. Hey,
Oh, this
write
wasn't
us
a
in.
celebrity.
We'll take it. We'll take you.
Wasn't this?
Yeah, come on.
Come
Give us
on,
your
yeah.
your contact information and join us.
Yeah. And then the
All
last
you have
comment.
to do is want to be here. That's all you have to do is want to be here.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You
And
want to
we'll-
be a guest? Just tell us that you want.
We'll look right up your nose.
And here we go. Can I send in a video? Can I send a video vent? And where can
Yes.
I do that? A
Yes.
video vent.
Yes, right.
They could text a video
text
event.
Text it right to the phone number 818-570-2535. Yeah,
Okay.
you can leave a voicemail or you can send a text and we'll get it and we'll play it back on the
The podcast.
We would love that.
All right, cool. All right,
Yeah.
well, that wraps that up. Another titillating show. Thank
titillating.
you,
You said
Ooh,
titillating.
that was a nod to the
Wow.
cheerleaders.
Look at that. All right,
Oh,
well,
I swear to God.
that's it. That's-
Or maybe a head coach. It might have been a nod to a head coach. You know, depending. Bill Belichick had some very titillating posture. Anyway,
You never know. All right, so that puts episode 53 to bed, and we can move on with our lives now. So, any final thoughts you guys have? Anything of interest? No, nothing of
Not
interest.
really.
we have drained
All right,
it.
great.
We've drained
So,
it.
everybody out there in Podland, and if you're out there in Podland, check us out on Instagram, YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Instagram. Thumbs up on YouTube. Watch us on TikTok. We're out
Subscribe.
there. Yeah, so go to ventthis.org and write us a vent or call 818-570-2535 and leave us a voicemail vent. We'll play that back. Or you can text us a caricature or a cartoon or a drawing or
right.
A
even
middle
send
finger
us
for
your
Chuck. If you
information
just want
and
to
let
draw
us-
a middle finger on a napkin.
There you go.
Send
Yeah,
that to-
let us know who you are. If you want to be a guest on the show, give us some information about you, and we'll contact you, and we'll put you here on YouTube. You'll be in one of these little quadrants, little squares, and we'll all talk together. All right. So
All right.
go have a great day. Make it a great day. Have a good time. We'll see you on the next episode of Ventthis.
Yes.
Yeah. Boom. Boom.